All right, so Joseph Moreno over here. That's what happened.
Can't deal with
I
it.
was wondering why the transitions were different, and it's because the stinger is gone. But I'll fix that. Anyway, so Joseph Moreno, I believe, is the higher seed. Yeah, because Noah Walter's the seventh seed. So Joseph's going to be on the play here. I didn't get a good look at his hand, but it seemed keepable. I mean, you barely need any land in this matchup.
Yeah, it seemed keepable because he kept it.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't. Oh,
Oh,
well, I
I
didn't
mean
know if
that
he
was
kept it.
the old one land ponder.
Yeah, gonna have to do it. Noah on the other end has got his wasteland ready, so not looking super hot for Joe if he can't find his land. We'll see. But I mean, also Joseph could just find his land.
He could.
Does it look like Noah had a threat? I might be.
I haven't gotten a good look at his hand. It
I
looks like
well,
bolts, wasteland, a couple.
yeah. Looks like he has.
Excuse me.
He also has a true name nemesis. So, yeah, I think I'd be interested in
Send it back.
in slowing this game down significantly with a wasteland. I mean, yeah,
You cannot keep those 3 cards on top of your deck.
yeah, I agree.
Joseph's still doing the dredge math.
Doing the dredge math.
Yeah.
All right, so it's not a shuffle. He says.
So that's a bold move.
That is incredibly bold. Oh, Noah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Noah deciding not to punish here. I mean, maybe he looks at he considers the fact that Joseph kept as a sign that like maybe there's lands on the top for him, but
Sure.
I still don't know about that.
Got him.
I still think I'd wasteland. I mean, it just puts him down to square one, right? So
Yeah, just I mean, it does just start the game over, right?
yeah, exactly.
But I guess he wants to get. Oh, never mind. I would imagine he didn't do that because he wanted to get his clock on.
I
but,
thought that too. I thought that
uh,
it's probably a significant upgrade or a significant difference to get your clock going. But here it looks like he wants to find a real threat because the threat in his hand is fine. It's just slow. It's a true name nemesis, so he might not even get to cast that card. To be honest, we'll see.
I'm sure he will. I mean, he has the requisite mana, but he is going to. He's going to have to hold off on the wasteland here. And when Joseph doesn't play a second land, assuming he
The
doesn't,
jig is up. Yeah.
assuming he doesn't find one off his brainstorm here, like,
Sure.
Um,
All right. So there's a goose, but we need to find land. So
Yeah.
let's start with that.
so he has a brainstorm to give here,
Yeah.
and he's going to look at 2 new cards.
Yep. And we know one of them's on land. One of them that's a wasteland, and that's not the land that you're looking for.
Not in this particular case.
No. Well,
And he is locked.
yeah. Joseph has left himself in a precarious position. I would like to say that Wasteland Pass is gonna get you a wasteland. It's gonna get you a wasteland right to the volcanic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and
he's probably feeling a little under about it, but what are you gonna do?
so Noah has the pyro in his hand. He left Delver
Fork bolt.
Fork Bolt on top.
Hmm
That's
There's is there a world? No, there's no world, right?
where you
I was
don't wasteland.
Yeah, where you don't wasteland, right? Like you definitely. So there's the Delver.
So he's gonna,
Wait, no.
Well, he's gonna play around days.
But wouldn't? But the thing is, you just let Joe have his blue source back.
Oh yeah.
See, that's why I like the wasteland first because he can't daze anyways if he doesn't have an island, right?
You're right.
So, so like,
that's top plays right there.
yeah, I'm like not super sure. So I mean, yeah, Noah pays for it.
Yeah. Now like,
And Noah he could daze back, I guess.
well, he just pays for it though.
Yeah, it's very wait, what?
I don't know what's happening right now.
Pays. Oh, okay. He's just gonna pay for the days, which is fine. Now Joseph needs to make a decision here.
This is like super awkward. This is like the most awkward sequencing.
Yeah. So Joe is now gonna
Like
Joseph's gonna waste his waste and then play well actually first he's gonna bolt and then he's gonna waste.
Well, it looks like he's thinking about forcing, but he's not going for it.
No. And but Noah has a day's backup. So I mean I don't know how this is a wild game already.
Yeah, I'm so confused.
Yeah. I daze that. Cuz then he has to pay with his wasteland and then you can waste him out of out of the game. That seems so crazy to me.
But yeah, he's like heavily prioritizing getting his threats online. So if he does daze here, he won't be able to cast his Pyromancer next turn.
Agreed. And then like,
And Joseph has to waste here.
yep. Yeah, because more than anything, he's just protecting himself, right? So, yeah, pretty.
Wow, that was like a very awkward
pretty
sequence.
crazy, yeah, turn of events. And I think at minimum here that the Pyromancer is gonna hit this Force of Will, but I don't know what Joe has left to fight back with.
Well, Noah has a daze for that.
Sure, Joseph has a second Force of Will, so we'll see if he goes for the 4-for-1 here.
Oh wow.
4-for-2, I guess, but still, yeah, he has the 2-for-1 himself twice to stay alive, and that's not even mentioning the fact that there's a true name behind this.
Yeah, so he'd go down to Nimble Mongoose in hand,
Yeah,
daze it up.
so here's a daze. Sure,
Blah.
Joe has to.
Feels bad.
It's unfortunate. Joe has to let it resolve. There's no way.
I mean, this is how you lose. You're gonna lose to an unchecked Pyro.
Yeah, this is exactly what we talked about, right? Yeah. Does Joe know this next card on top?
I don't think he does.
Okay, so if it's Bolt straight up, we have a game, but otherwise we're in the weeds.
So it's like
No, I don't think he can. It's just too much. He needs the brainstorm. At minimum, he needs to brainstorm, and he needs to find exactly Bolt and a fetch land on top. Oh yikes!
I mean, if he just finds a forest to cast the mongoose, that's actually kind of fine.
Sure. I mean, Noah is a little bit a ways from casting this true name, but it's coming. I mean, it's yeah.
Pierce.
Spell Pierce would have been fine. There's another Pyro as well.
That's not a bad top 3 cards.
No, not at all.
Should probably put these bolts away.
Just for now. We want them, just not right now.
Yeah, well, I don't think Noah's casting anything else this turn, so he can just play his fetch, pass it back,
Sure,
and
sure.
then just draw whatever he wants. Oh, that actually lets him resolve the true name next turn, which is pretty good. I mean, Joe's already burned 2 Force of Wills, so
That's gonna resolve. I didn't even. Why didn't he main phase that? That's so crazy.
he is main phasing.
Oh, he is. Oh, I'm sorry. He just drew that.
No, it was. I think it was in his hand, but I think he's main phasing it currently.
Oh, okay. So he finds Volk and
A Ponder.
a Ponder, which is pretty great. He's not gonna want this Force of Will. That's just that's asking for a little bit of a beating. But maybe he saves the Ponder. He could just wait.
What is he? Is the other card in his hand Stifle?
No, the other card is Goose. It's Ponder Goose.
No, he has a non-Ponder card in his hand.
Does he? I don't think he has Stifle in his deck. But I mean, it is Canadian Threshold or Temur Delver or whatever. Let me look. Hold
Is
on.
that not? What is that card right there?
Spell Snare? Oh, it is Stifle. Well, Stifle's not going to do anything here.
It looks like Noah sniffed it out.
Well, I think regardless, as we talked about before, I think this is the actual mirror breaker. Like, a True Nemesis is fine, but it doesn't beat Go Wide, right? So
Yeah. All Force of Wills, no lands.
well, it's a fine shuffle, either way. And yeah, Noah looking to be in really great position here. He's got a Brainstorm and then 2 bolts and a bolt on top, right? Fork bolt.
Yes.
So yeah, he's in a great spot. I'm liking where he's at. Joe needs a lot to catch back up. I think even if he resolves a True Nemesis, like it's not going to beat a Pyromancer, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Oh, and he just finds a Volk. Jeez.
Yeah, I think he'd much prefer a Trop, but I think he's gonna be happy either way. Yeah, that's a Stifle.
Okay, fair enough. All right,
I'm kind of surprised he left that in his hand for so long. This like doesn't seem very good.
I think that's a recent pickup. I mean, we've known his hand for a while.
No, he left it in his hand over like Ponder or Brainstorm or whatever.
So here comes a Brainstorm. We find a Force of Will and more bolts. I think that's just the line. I think we just take as many things that say deal damage. Yeah.
Put some bolts on top of your
Yeah.
deck.
Let's
and then
close
start
this
firing
out.
them off. The Chain Lightning is a little awkward,
It is a little awkward. You're right.
so let's start with that.
Yeah, Joe can't pay right now,
It
right?
costs 2, right?
Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. So yeah, okay, cool. So let's get the chain out now, and then let's keep going. And then Joe needs to find a green source just to stem the bleeding, and it doesn't even do it that well, to be honest.
He's got 2 Mongooses in his hand right now.
Oh, big yikes! All right, so let's get in for 4. And like I said, like this is a ton. Oh, okay. Well, this is awkward. He still has that chain, right? Okay.
Just Forked Bolcha.
Yeah. Let's go upstairs with this. Make another token. Pass the turn.
There we go.
Yeah. And so Joe gonna be able. Okay. Wait a second. Actually, 2 mongoose is actually reasonable. But he's only gonna get
Well, he
one
can
per
only
turn.
cast one,
yeah,
yeah.
he's gonna get one per turn. And there's a sort of a chance that one of these is gonna get. Oh no, Joe's done. He's like, there's no way. There's no.
Yeah, Noah's probably like, I have like 4 more bolts in my hand.
Yeah.
You're gonna play a 3/3.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
cool.
For sure.
Cute.
And the only downside to this being the first or the semifinals match is that the other semifinals match is going to take forever, whereas this one is probably not going to take forever.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can move him over if
Time permitting, sure.
yeah, time permitting and matches permitting.
Noah looking at Blood Moons, I think it's a trap. I got to be honest. Not on the draw. Yeah. On the draw, that's like a liability. Like you're just going to get dazed to oblivion. Spell Pierces are great. I like them. I board out all my Force of Will and bring in Spell Pierces. And Pyroblast seem fine. Can get True Name Nemesis, can get opposing counterspells and Delvers. So, I mean, it's basically one of my favorite like legacy anecdotes is I was talking to Chris Ferber once, and he was a big champion of like Fish for a long time. Like it's the only deck he played. And then he said like, man, I just can't play Fish right now. There's just like too many Pyroblasts everywhere. And I was like, yeah, there's like 1 or 2 in sideboards. I'm like, is that really that bad against you? I'm like, sure. He's like, dude, their counterspells and Vindicate's in the same card.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, you're right. That's when a card can be both a counterspell and a Vindicate, you know that's a good Magic card.
Yeah, especially for your entire deck.
For his entire deck. Yeah. So pretty good anecdote. I like that. It's one of my favorite stories.
Turns out cards printed in alpha that do ridiculous things for 1 mana are pretty good.
Yeah. Was that
not Pyroblast?
Was that a common
red
theme
blast.
Or I don't know. I can't really tell.
Not sideboard, but Color Hate was used to be pretty good.
Yeah, it used to be. I mean, even up till like sort of recently, like I'm talking about Combust, Celestial Purge, Deathmark. Like even those were very hateful.
Yeah.
And they just don't make them like that anymore. Like
they do not.
Like the most recent one I think we got was out of Theros. Like Gainsay got reprinted, and then Dark Betrayal.
Of similar color haters.
Yeah. Glare of Heresy was the white one.
Oh well, I guess they had the defeats, the Planeswalker defeats in.
That's true. Which is they're basically the
Comic
same, right? Like they're like kill a black card, like spend a black, kill a black card kind of deal.
Yeah.
Self-hating.
Similar to Deathmark. Yeah. Nissa's defeat is like kill a forest or enchantment. It looks so bad.
Yeah. And speaking of which, we're about to in War of the Spark, we're about to get Triumphs.
Yeah.
Liliana's Triumph is going to make some splashes, I think.
It'll see play in several of the decks we've seen today.
Yes, absolutely. Like for example, Jesus. Yeah. He was playing Diabolic Edict. It's just a strict upgrade.
Let's go up to 4 Lilianas.
Let's go. Yeah, like we were debating, kind of in between rounds. Like, yeah, he's on 2 Liliana, 2 Jace, and traditional lists are playing 3 Jace, 1 Liliana. Let's just go up to 4.
How many Lilianas can we play in Legacy? All of them?
We can play 8. Easy.
We could play a lot more than that.
Yeah, we could. I mean, there's some 4-mana ones. There's a 5-mana. There's a 6-mana one on the way.
Yep.
There's a lot of Lilianas, and you know what is also legal in Legacy? Dark Ritual.
Yeah.
So you can cast them.
So let's go. Turn 1 Liliana Dreadhorde General.
Yeah, let's go.
+1, make a zombie.
Make a Zombo.
How do they even deal with that?
You know what? That's a fantastic question. Zero idea how that's gonna work.
Nice Delver. Barter in Blood.
Yeah, nice Delver nerd. Barter in Blood, sack my zombie, draw a card. Like, yeah, no, definitely.
Is there Cavern of Souls for Lilianas?
For Planeswalkers? Dude, if they print one, that'd be so... Oh, Beseiju is only instant sorceries, right?
Yeah.
It's not non-creature? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Tough to say, but... I mean, here we are. We're looking at a world where at least the bare minimum, the Liliana's Triumph is going to see play. The Gideon's Triumph is kind of interesting because it's also an edict, but it's a conditional edict.
Yeah. That goes straight into Oops All Gideons.
Oops All Gideons, yeah.
Can't
lose Gideon.
That's just modern.
Yeah, that's just mod. Yeah, the Price for Glory or whatever
Gideon's
it's called.
Chance for Glory.
Yeah, Gideon's Chance for Glory. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that deck, you guys gotta check it out. That's a hot one. That's under the radar in Modern. Just to take it easy.
Yeah.
All right, don't tell too many people, please.
Can't ever beat a control deck.
Can't
but
ever beat a counter spell. One, even just one. Can't even beat just the one. Even the bad ones like Remand. That's
Yeah.
not that bad, but yeah. So ridiculous. Noah on
But-
a mulligan here.
Can't ever lose to Dredge or 8-rack for that
Sure,
matter.
that's also true. I will lose as much life as you deem
Yeah.
necessary.
Carry on.
Yeah. Yes, I will lose. How much life? Yes, I'll lose that much. How much again? Yes. I will also Pact of Negation that.
I mean, that is pretty, like, Gideon's triumph with, like, Gideon Jura is, like, such gas.
That's so ridiculous. Oh my god.
It's like, tick up, all your dudes attack my Gideon, sacrifice them all. Like,
It's 2, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 if they attack this turn or whatever. And I imagine the remainder of the Gatewatch or whatever are also going to get similar triumphs because they were defeated, right? So
yeah.
they
gotta
potentially
they
get
gotta
some.
come back.
They got to come back and show the dog a new trick. So we'll see.
Or is it just Liliana and Gideon?
It could just it could just be a Liliana and Gideon because like they might be. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like they might be the only ones to live, but they also might be the first ones to die. It's kind of weird.
Those are the mythics, right?
Yeah,
So
they're the
it's-
mythics. That could be it too. Does that mean Bolas
Bolus
gets
is
a triumph? Oh
it
my
might
God.
might be.
Isn't that just Cruel Ultimatum?
Yeah.
What if they're like, yeah, let's reprint Cruel Ultimatum, but make it cost like 3 less?
It's just like
Would you not like
it's
that?
just the same cost as Bolus.
As Bolas, yeah. Nassif would be 100% lining up his mana.
Yeah.
So turn 1 Goose here for Joseph. It's pretty sweet.
Oh man, Noah kept a rough one with
Yeah.
a mountain and all blue spells.
Yeah, he has a Wasteland, right?
Yeah, he drew that off the top.
It's fine. I think you got to do it.
So we're gonna get the goose beats.
Yep, Goose beats. Is that a second Goose?
He does not have a further land. Just a
I thought-
wasteland.
I thought that is a land.
Is it?
That's a polluted delta, isn't it?
Is it? I thought.
It is.
Oh, it's a swamp.
Yeah. No, it's
No,
a polluted
can't be
delta.
a swamp.
What did I just say?
It's It's a swamp/island
Yeah.
fetch land.
There we go. Perfect. Yeah, you got it. And those are two geese. Two geese.
All right. Bolt does not do anything.
Bolt
here.
does not do anything here. True. I think Joseph's waiting for another land before he deploys his mongoose here. Is that a wasteland draw? Yeah, it was. Not very good, but it's something.
It gives him access to a second mana source.
Sure. Occasionally that is what wasteland is.
No Taiga in Joseph's deck, right?
No taiga. That's so we talked about this
Not
before
that you
as
could
well.
fetch a Taiga with a polluted delta.
That's
but
true. That's true. But like that's like another hotly debated one. Like is that like people said this in Miracles too. It's like man, like the plateau is so good in this situation, but every time you draw it, it feels like the absolute worst card imaginable.
Yeah, it's like your old Dryad Arbor
Here's a Tarmogoyf.
in every deck.
This is a big dude. This guy does not get.
No, he dies too.
Oh, he does. This one does die to Bolt.
That's a 1/2.
Yeah. But I mean, Joseph's gonna have access to another one next turn, so it's gonna be a 3/4 or 2/3. No, it's a 3/4. Yeah. So no more bolts for you, or at least this one won't get bolted. But it depends. Like I mean, if Joseph draws a land, he opens his hand up to a lot of different things.
Yeah, he could definitely use a red source.
Yeah, red
for
source
his
would
Pyroblast for
would be
protection.
pretty great, I think. But because as it stands, I honestly feel like Noah's gonna take this game if not much changes from here on out.
Interesting.
Forked Bolt
take.
is the draw. Shut up.
Because
So-
the clock is going to be pretty real with the Tarmogoyf.
Sure, but Noah's gonna have True Name, so there is no
I
clock.
mean, he's kind of far from that.
Uh,
And
oh, he needs a
another blue
specific blue source.
specifically.
Yeah. And then not only that, I think. Ooh, is this gonna meet it? This is like susceptible to a lot of things, right?
Days away.
Yeah, Days is pretty sweet here. Uh-oh.
Days ahoy.
Yeah, Days is a big deal. The Goose is still a 1/1. I mean, if you're Noah, do you trade here if he offers? No, I don't think so.
I don't know, man.
I don't know if I'm Joseph, I might even offer it, to be honest, because I want to get. I actually, if I'm Joseph, I do want to get it off the table. So like, I do offer the trade.
Yeah, because you're pretty far behind, and Joseph's hand is kind of poop at the moment.
Yeah.
He's got like multiple stifles and a fork bolt.
And
I
a
think.
Fork Bolt, yeah, and he has another red spell, right? Like a Blast.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So if he draws a land, like I mean, Blast is live. It has to be exactly a fetch land or not exactly. It has to be a fetch land or a volcanic. So that does play around Spell Pierce, and it's gonna let him get rid of this Delver, take some pressure off his life total, and then if it's a fetch land, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it does enable Threshold. So that'd be fine.
For sure. Yeah, I mean Threshold would definitely go a long way for Joseph here, and he will have it fairly soon. I mean, if he's able to cast any further spells.
Oh, geez, he draws another red spell off the top. That's not what he's looking for. It doesn't look like Joseph's going to escape the semifinals.
Well, at least luckily for Joseph, he's going to get to use one of these stifles on this wasteland.
On this wasteland? Oh, sure.
Upcoming wasteland.
Yeah, I mean, but it also could be the case that Noah just draws a blue source, right, or something of that nature.
Well, he brainstormed. We know his.
Oh, we do.
Cards.
Sure.
Yeah, Spell Pierce and whatever else he put back. Oh, I guess he is not going to get to Daze. I forgot that there was Spell Pierce.
There is a Spell Pierce, sure. So here comes a Stifle, but it's going to be awful. We're going to get a Spell Pierce here. Yep. Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
yikes.
Let's fight.
All right, so Threshold Online.
Yeah.
There
we go.
No, but I think, all things being equal. So I'm sorry. So Noah's obviously getting in for another 3, right? That's like a
he
given.
already attacked, it looked like.
Okay, 13. Sorry. And we're just gonna bolt the face. Sure, 10. So now the clock on the goose is like much slower, which is fine. But please, oh no, yeah, Joseph cannot win with a ponder on top. I think he's very close to dead.
Well, he kept
just on this board state.
He kept some risky hands, in my opinion. But I mean, you do have to keep lowland hands with the Delver deck. But yeah, definitely punished in the sort of typical Delver mirror, where the person who gets more lands and wastelands
yeah,
is definitely favored.
Yeah, it's usually like the last wasteland is the best wasteland, right? So that's typically the storylines here, and it's really no different. I mean, Jeff Hoogland calls it "Let's legacy our opponent," right? Which is wasteland them out of the game, and it's exactly what happened here. And another threat on the board is just really singing the death knell for Joseph here. Even if he hits a red source, it's not gonna. Well,
I think it's fairly live. I mean, he has multiple removal spells here.
Okay, wait a second.
And Noah doesn't have anything to actually do against his removal spells.
So and I mean we're also not guaranteed to see this Delver flip. So there could be, they're actually okay. Wait a second. There could be some game here.
Yeah, so he can bolt a thing. He can pyroblast a thing. If Noah doesn't find... So Noah's drawing a fresh card this turn.
Yes, it is a card we do not know. So Joe very emphatically, fork bolt this gentleman. Noah says, this gentleman?
He did.
Joseph says, yes, please.
So do you leave this goose back? Looks like
Yep.
Joe says yes.
Joy
Daze.
finds a daze. Okay, that's fine.
Good.
Yeah. We still have Pyroblast. We still have... Oh, actually, is daze good? Is there another Spell Pierce in Noah's hand?
No.
Okay, that's just a...
He's got True Name, Daze, and
Vapor Snag, sure, which is currently dead at the moment. Oh, here's a land. Wait a second. Okay, we got a game, boys.
Well, Joseph's pretty low.
Sure, but I think
4.
I think a bolt here is super sweet.
Yeah,
right?
but a fetch land puts Joseph into bolt range.
There's only so many things you can play around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he can play around it at all, but it does put him dead to a lot of cards in Noah's deck.
There are currently 5 cards that say deal 3 damage to any target in Noah's deck. He has no access to like filtering or anything like that. So
yeah, well, even any blue source off the top is going to be lethal.
Oh
shortly.
no! What did Joe do? Why did he get the green source here? He has red elemental blast, doesn't he? Yeah. See, he just noticed it right now. He's like, "That was stupid. Why did I do that?" And the answer is, "I don't know, Joe. Why did you do that?"
Yeah, I think he was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna get access to my colors."
Yeah, and that just So now we're dead to the Delver, right? If he doesn't find.
No, he has blasts.
Oh, sure. But we're okay.
So Noah can Vapor Snag his Delver, but I don't like that particularly much.
No. It's not the strongest. Joe finds like double daze in the Spell Pierce, I think. It's definitely one of those is a daze. It's got that goofy dude on it.
Yep. Looks like he's
finds a land.
Keeping a land here.
All right, so we're gonna bolt. I think you need to keep this this blast. So Joseph's hope here is that Noah bricks. Oh wow, he does it. So Noah's gonna go to 13. I whatever. Like I think that just has to happen, right? Like what are you gonna do?
I don't care for it that
I
much.
don't. No, I agree. I think that's a little greedy of Noah. Like just let it happen and then try to find room for this true nemesis. Like it's the Trump.
Well, so to be fair, if Noah doesn't hit a land here, having the Delver to get back on board is pretty fine. He finds a forked bolt. That would have been pretty good with.
Oh, is that lethal?
Oh.
Oh, we missed it. Okay, sure.
There we go.
All right. Well, Noah takes it 2-0, advances to the finals, guarantees himself a blue duel.
Sure.
So it's either an underground sea, which is pretty sweet, or Tundra. So Joseph Moreno unfortunately falls to the wayside. He's not going to be able to capture another blue duel for his collection.
Sure.
Looks like he brought in Grim Lava Man, which would normally be quite good, but not seeing it obviously is a big deal.
Yeah, but he'll end up with a Bayou or
a Badlands, yeah, whichever his collection needs most. So
the best land in Legacy.
Yeah, best land, best. You heard it here, folks. Badlands is best land. But yeah, that is wrapping up the top 4 on this side of the bracket. So yes, like I mentioned, Noah Walters advancing, or potentially even earning himself a spot in the Invitational, or I'm sorry, the Players Championship. That's what it's called, in December. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see what's up with Jesus and Matt. We'll be back shortly.
All right.